Hold up, you got Black Panther swag surfing on an avalanche? Bruh.
NERDSoul.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we coming with another wonderful episode of Thumbnails. I'm hype because we got the one and only king, genius, ruler, fighter, master of many, Black Panther. And this is episode 5. We are getting into Zemo, and it opens up on the bullet train that we were referring to in the last episode, and this man chasing M'Bassa, and just the action movie feel that a lot of these scenes give us. Like they're things that we've seen done in live action, pouring over here. You got the chase, you got Shuri showing new weapons, showing her versatility, how she gets down. You get a lot of story about the Shadow Council in this chase, and it's just another example of how the people in charge of this show are taking it seriously, man. Like this could have easily been done with them kind of just like sitting in a room, or him and, you know, behind bars already, and then be like, oh well, they already, you know, caught him, and this is what it looks like, you know, he's already in jail, and they're questioning him. It could have been a boring scene like that. But they open it up to this bullet train sequence where they're running, hanging on side of the train, things are blowing up, explode. Like, this is really like top-notch action movie type territory. You know your boy loves that action. So I had to give him to this because you not only do you have Black Panther and Shuri going back and forth about how to handle it, the weapons, how they're changing, but then you have M'Bassa still trying to get away, divert their attention, threaten people on the train, all that. And there's so many moving parts on top of just the action that this joint comes through, man. And it's a nice little tease before we get into the episode. Now, speaking of the episode, one of the biggest things that we get when we're heading to Zemo is this discussion, once again, between Shuri and, of course, T'Challa about her role. She doesn't see value in her role. Black Panther, of course, does. And I think she wants to get more out in the field, but she was just out in the field when we were in Atlantis. Like just a second ago, she was out in the field chilling, doing her undercover, kind of like, sneaking around, putting in listening devices and stuff, and dancing with the king, you know what I'm saying? Dancing with a Tuma, So she has been in the field, but, it's weird because I do see where Black Panther's coming from. You want to take care of your little sister, protect her, keep her as far away from danger as you can. But in Shuri's case, she's like, I can do more. But with that said, I think she is doing more. And in this episode, we see why. Well, she also makes a couple of decisions that kind of hurt a little bit, but she does more by being the only one that Black Panther can truly trust right now. That is extremely valuable. Also, being the one that knows how to use the tech and troubleshoot the tech if something goes wrong. Like she's not only, the man in the van, but the man that can actually fix stuff in the van if the van breaks. Also, she has the hand-to-hand skills. So he can have her in the ship and be like, you know what, or the jet, you're in the jet. I'm cool with you being in the jet because if someone does roll up on you, I know that you can handle yourself. I mean, she handled King Shark just well and was able to evade and attack and stuff like that without having to take any damage. So Shuri is actually the perfect person to have watching your back. The only thing is that I know that Shuri is probably tired of watching the back and it's time for her to get in the field. But I think that we keep having this discussion because sooner or later in this season, I think she's going to be in the field. I think it's going to be, we're probably going to get an episode or two with, you know what? I'll say, and this is just me speculating, we might get a 2-part episode where Shuri's out in the field and Black Panther has to like navigate her or something like that. And that'll be able to, allow her to get her, her experience in where maybe she doesn't have it now. And then maybe Black Panther will be like, he won't feel, I mean, I guess he'll always feel protective. It's his baby sister. But, you know, maybe a little more comfortable with her being out in the field and, you know, kind of like forging her own path without someone watching directly over her. So we'll keep an eye on that, because I see where, you know, the older brother is just like, yo, you my sister, man. We ain't got no family left. But of course, she's like, hey, man, I'm ready to break out. You know what I'm saying? I got all these cool weapons. I want to use them. You know what I'm saying? And I got skills. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. But we also got Zemo, and the way they play Zemo is very interesting, because when we come in, we have our little altercation where it seems like both sides are very well matched. You know, I mean, of course, Black Panther sort of has the overhand, but the upper hand, but you definitely see where there's a nice back and forth of, you know, fighting, hitting here, punching there, falling, getting the upper hand, blah, blah, blah. But Zemo has this change of heart where I didn't expect it. I did not expect that. And once again, I have to give props to this show of throwing me a curveball. I expected this to be one of those kind of like straightforward, go get the villain, beat up the villain, take the information. But when we get there, we get something more complicated. We get someone who isn't particularly bad, you know, Black Panther's best friend, but doesn't want to be his father and doesn't want to do this stuff no more and doesn't want to be part of this Shadow Council mess. He wants to be kind of like done with it all. And finding someone who's jaded, and definitely jaded against his father's memory, is something that I did not expect, and something that is a deeper story point that I think is very just important when it comes to a show like this, man. It helps us fall deeper down this rabbit hole of the Shadow Council, King Shark, and T'Chaka, you know, all these people that you're wondering who and where your alliances lie. Now, with that said, of course, we got tons of stuff to get to in a second, because your boy Steve Rogers came through. But of course, first, Cure is going to help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check down below, hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. So let's talk about Steve Rogers real quick. We got Captain America in this episode, and in the beginning, there's a good conversation, of course, with him being a secret Avenger, a good conversation about what is the Shadow Council, where are they, what are their plans, do we know anything more than we knew before, you know, that kind of thing. Talking about Zemo. Also, towards the end, figuring out that something is surrounding this Panther's key. And it surrounded it before, and it's been broken into 3 pieces. And of course, one is under Wakandan control at this time. So we not only see the relation that, you know, Captain America is there, still there to help in any way he can. We also see that he's still trustworthy. He hasn't been, you know, spilling the beans to the regular Avengers. And that you see the more personal relationship that T'Challa and Steve have, you know, and I like seeing that in this show, because sometimes you can fall into a point as far as a character where he feels like he's on his own and he doesn't have any help. But in this case, we see that, you know, Black Panther does have help and he's not alone. And there are people willing to come in and help him and support him and have his back. So I love just seeing Captain America in this episode. I thought it was super dope. Now, I want to get into Zemo and Black Panther working together, which is something that I did not expect in this episode, but I thought really showed how good this show is being handled, and also how complicated sometimes life can be. Like you might go somewhere with the idea like, yeah, I'm a scream on this person. I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. I'm gonna show them. And then you get there and you're like, oh, I didn't know these were the circumstances. Well, I guess we're sort of on the same side. And then seeing that Black Panther had the wherewithal to be able to sort of let things go is something that I thought was really nice. It's a nice addition to this, not only episode, but to this show. Because he could have said, you know what, I don't care if you changed your mind or not, you're going down. He was able to say, you know what, I see, I understand things change. I understand people change. And, you know, hey, you know, maybe you're not your father. You know, I'm not my father. I can understand. Let's see what we can do together. And so, you know, I like seeing them join up, of course, before King Shark shows up and taking care on King Shark. To remark on King Shark before I bounce, King Shark is not only resilient, he's pretty formidable, right? Like, he's not the illest villain, but he has proven himself to be quite formidable. So I gotta give this show some props because I did not expect to see King Shark again so soon, and for him to be able to kind of stave off both Zemo and Black Panther. So King Shark, I think he's able to take way more damage than I thought he would be able to. So that's dope. Now real quick, back to, of course, Shuri. Seeing her go back and forth with this airship was really nice, seeing how she was able to maneuver the ship. She's very comfortable up there. But seeing that attack that she did on the airship shows why T'Challa was talking about her needing to have, you know, needing some more experience because, you know, she was like, hey, I know how to take down this ship. I'm gonna fly through it. I'm gonna do the kamikaze joint, which is cool. But at the same time, she didn't think far enough ahead to say, yo, it's gonna be an avalanche. I could kill everybody doing this joint. So it's dope what she did. It took out the threat. It was definitely important on that front, but she also created an issue that I don't think anybody wanted, at least not on T'Challa, Zemo, and Shuri's side. So guys, holla at me. I'ma holla at you down in them comments. Let's talk about Black Panther, man. Zemo, I don't know what we're gonna see with Zemo, you know, now in Wakanda and the Panther's key. There's so much stuff to get into. So before I bounce, I'm going to tell you guys to head up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Know Your Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, always, always surf safely on an avalanche. Peace.